So I spent the last 20 years or so studying the culture of medical school, and what happens for most medical students down around end of September or October, usually around that first gross anatomy test, is the realization that, oh my God, I can't actually be master of all the information. It's just moving too fast and there's too much information. And those are the and yeah, for me that probably occurred sometime around October-ish, and it's at that point where you need to come up with a new strategy because the old strategies didn't work, and usually that strategy involves some form of triage. How 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 do I decide which material I'm going to study, and how do I decide which I'm going to let go, because I can't physically study, I can't physically master it all. Most medical students make their choices based on what they think is going to be in the test. They try to get into the head of the instructor and say, that's what I think he's going to put on the test, that's what I'm going to master. And certainly that's what I did. There usually is a small group of students who are generally older, generally have had careers before coming to medical school, who have a very clear picture in their mind, much clearer than I had at the time, have a very clear picture in their mind of what an ideal doctor is and does and knows, and then they use that as their filter to make their triage decisions. I think either way is okay. I think it's important to step back from time to time, particularly with a mentor or some trusted person who is a family member who's a doctor or somebody, to say, what's really important here, and kind of keep perspective on the triage decisions you find yourself making.